Hey, this is Govan Kilgour here. Bit of a different video today. I'm making a compilation of a few videos and images of my late friend Massimo Rosati. You may have seen me either talking about it online on some sort of social network, or you might have seen my latest video on my main channel where I talked about the fact that I just went through feeling quite profoundly affected by the death of this person. Was not a close friend. I'd gotten together with him on a handful of occasions to go look at springs, but I was just so struck by his personality, and also seeing him a lot online, interacting with him a lot online. I was quite surprised when I heard the news how much it affected me, because it was sudden and tragic, that for some reason those things sometimes strike a chord in us. It really makes us reflect on our own lives and get a deeper appreciation for where we are at and what we have and how blessed we are. And then there's just the sadness of knowing that someone that you thought was so not ready to leave the world had to do that in what looks like a premature fashion. So Mo, just to give some basics about him, from what I know is he was born in 1967. He died on 20th of December in 2012, just 2 weeks ago. And he was enthusiastic about spring water. He was an acupuncturist. I don't believe it was full-time, but he had a business doing that, and he was passionate about health. He did an amazing reversal in his own health. I'll even post a before and after picture right here. So you can see he was inspired from his own change to continue with the work he was doing in himself and then sharing with others. He inspired other people. He had a YouTube channel, which I'm going to link to right here. You can see all his spring water videos, he's posted other videos from lectures by various health teachers. He did an interview with David Wolfe at one point. Actually, the first time I met Mo was at a David Wolfe event. We had already known each other online. I think we both knew we were going to be there, and said we'd meet up there and just chat. It's always fun to meet people in person, of course, that you've known online. And yeah, again, from the get-go, I was always blown away by how cheerful and enthusiastic he was. And his contribution to spring water, which is what a lot of people are finding so interesting about him, who maybe didn't know that side of him, but were hearing about it at the things like the memorial, which just happened earlier this evening. And he made a phenomenal contribution to a site called findaspring.com, which is compiling. I'll put a link for that below for anyone that wants to go look at the site itself, or look up the springs on Ontario and just see how much Mo's contributed. He may be the single biggest contributor to that site in terms of number of entries. Definitely he's the biggest contributor for Ontario and for perhaps all of Canada. He was constantly finding new springs all over the place and documenting them, ones that were accessible by the public, and then he'd put up on there and have like the pH measured, the TDS, the coliform and E. coli tests done. So he was very gung-ho about getting that done, and I always admired that and was grateful for the information, because I've got to go out and experience other springs because of that. So I just mentioned I was at a memorial earlier this evening that was at the Sulphur Springs in Ancaster, and I'm going to show some clips from that. We had a candlelight vigil, and then some of us went over to a pub that was in the town of Ancaster itself, and Mo lived on the mountain in Hamilton, which is a big city in Ontario for those that don't know, and Ancaster is sort of like a town outside of that, but for those who live on the mountain, Ancaster is actually just like 20 minutes away. So it was a pub he frequented And he was also a big musician, was very much involved in the musical communities all around Southern Ontario. He did a lot of music producing. I don't know what year it was, I should probably have that on hand, but he produced a fairly popular song. It was from before my time. It was called Summer in the Streets, and it was a big hit that year it came out, and continues to be so a well-known song from that era. And he played a role in producing that. So he had talent, and he had a really amazing creative drive. So that here's the clips. I added a bit more brightness to them while in the video editing process, so if it looks a little washed out or kind of funny, that's just because I was trying to make it more visible so people could see what was going on. In the first part, which is the candle vigil, it is very dark, so you're not going to see a whole lot, and there's also the sound of running water because we're at the Ancaster wells there, artesian wells, which are constantly flowing, of course. And yeah, not much else to say except, Mo, you'll always be an inspiration whenever I go to a spring. I hope you can find your peace. All the best.
Where did you get that?
I got it from my dad.
Awesome.
If you're ever looking for good spring water supply, just go to an old Italian guy's basement in the fruit cellar, or better known as La Cantina, and you'll have everything you want. And also, that's one of the best quality controls for any spring. If you see an old Italian guy filling up at a spring, that's how you know it's good water. You don't need any meters, you don't need anything. You just need an old Italian guy filling up their jugs.
So what does this spring taste like?
Come on over here, Dylan. I'll let the D-man get over here and tell you exactly what it tastes like. Go ahead, Zach. Get in there, dude. Yeah, that's the way to do it. That's what we talk.
And we're back.
Okay. Can you see?
Smiles here.
Who's got the biggest mouth? Probably me, right?
Yeah, go.
When you're waking up in the morning to achieve maximum hydration. Hold on a second. That's stupid. Okay. Okay, someone else start talking.
No, you're doing really well. You
Hi,
guys are the
everyone.
video makers. You guys go
Hi, everyone.
Kindred long term.
Yeah, that's it. Perfect. Do it, Zach. Start it off. Do it.
There is a spring leading to heaven, I would follow it there, just to see you one last time, just to tell you how much I care. In many ways, you changed our lives, the way you were, so loving and so wise. The joy and laughter that you brought, now remembered by just a thought. A legacy for sure, not many with a heart so pure, your time to leave, way too premature. Your smiling face, it was so bright, will now be shining from the light. If there was a spring leading to heaven, I would follow it there, just to hug you one last time, just to ease the pain I bear. A man so gentle, so fun and kind, you helped and taught many, and didn't mind. Your many passions you loved to share, your drinking tap water we did not dare. A heart of gold, your stories told, your sense of fashion, oh so bold. If there was a spring leading to heaven, I would follow it there, just to see if you're alright, just to see you in the light. Your loving memory, not to be forgotten, there are plenty who will think of you quite often. A special friend, a tragic end, please say a prayer for our hearts to mend. If there was a spring leading to heaven, I would follow it there, just to say to rest in peace, missing you to say the least. Just to say my love I'll send, just to say it's not the end. Just to say I'll try not to cry, just to say it's not goodbye. So I thought about a prayer or an invitation that I could read, and I looked up some angels in this book, and what came to mind was Archangel Azrael. So I'm just going to read a paragraph about this angel, and then I'm going to do an invitation, and then after that we'll burn our letters if you brought one with you today. So Azrael's name means God who helps. His role is primarily to help people cross over to heaven at the time of physical death. Azrael comforts people prior to their physical passing and makes sure they don't suffer during death and helps them assimilate on the other side. He also surrounds grieving family members with healing energy and divine light to help them cope and thrive. Azrael lends support to surviving friends and family members, easing their journey in material, spiritual, and emotional ways. If you lost someone, call upon Azrael for support and comfort. Archangel Azrael, please comfort us now. Please help us to heal. Please lift our hearts above heaviness and help us to realize the blessing that this situation holds. Please help us to release our tears and to connect to our beloved in heaven. We ask that you infuse this connection with energy so that we may clearly communicate with Massimo Rosati. We know that our loved one is nearby and that you watch over all of us. Thank you, Azrael.
And what you want to do is you want to make sure you're using strictly glass containers for this water. And not only glass containers, but glass with cork. And the reason we do that is because this is a completely inert substance and they're both natural. I mean, glass happens every time lightning is going to hit sand, you're going to get glass right there. And cork is actually the bark of a tree. So, you know, we realize that there's a lot of people doing plastic out there, and there are some BPA-free plastics. But in reality, I've never really been safe with any of those plastics. And even the ones like the better bottles and stuff like that. To me, plastic is plastic and glass is glass, and they're completely different substances. And you know, there are some advantages of plastic as far as weight, being lighter and less expensive and stuff like that. But really, when you're getting into this stuff, you might as well go all the way and just avoid that mess completely.
He always put everyone else's happiness above his own. And he loved to laugh. And he loved to make other people laugh. And he brought the idea of healthy living to so many people. And he wanted to lead by example. He lost all that weight, he got into spring water, and here we are at the place where we first came for spring water in this area, where he discovered this passion and brought so many others here and met so many, and maybe some of you he met right here, or at least brought you here. And so it's only fitting that we should gather here, and we should remember the amazing things about him. And that he's still with us. As long as he's in here, he's still with us. And let's always remember that. And let's keep spreading the good word. And let's get more people to do the things that he wanted for us all. And let's all go to the Coach and Lansing and sing.
Hi everyone, this is Rosati here, and thank you for tuning into the channel. And I'll give you one guess what this video is about, and if you guess natural spring water, you're right on target here. Okay, today we are visiting another natural water source in southern Ontario, and this time we are actually in a little town called Pushlinch, Ontario. And this is just neighboring Flamborough and Carlisle, and it's about 30 minutes outside of Hamilton. And I'm really excited to bring you information on this source, because even though the spring has been on my radar for about a year and a half or so, it hasn't been flowing until just very recently. Right now it's September 2010. And
We're actually here tonight to gather in memoriam for a close friend that passed away about 2 weeks ago, Rosati. He was well known in the music industry in Hamilton and Toronto and Canada in general. And his picture's over there on the table if anyone wants to take a look. You might have known Mo.
He came with us fairly often.
He came here
right
to
here.
the open mic a few times, so we're just going to do a couple numbers in his memory.
These are his favorite songs.
Amen. Tears that angels cry when it darkens all the sky, when the one you love says goodbye. Tears that angels cry, sing a lullaby, sing it soft and only sigh, when the one you love says goodbye. Tears that angels cry.
Mo fell victim to a broken heart, and this is his favorite song. It's going to be extraordinarily difficult to sing because it's basically about dying of a broken heart, and Ian Curtis was his hero, and right after this song...
We're not here to bring the room down or anything, we're going to pick things up.
Yeah, but just, you know, this first song, it's a tough one.
Routine bites hard, and ambitions under, and resentment rides high, but emotions won't flow, and we're changing our ways, taking different roads, and love will tear us apart again. Love will tear us apart again. Why is the bedroom so cold? Turned away on your side. Is my timing that flawed? Or respect runs so dry? Yet there's still this appeal that we've kept through our lives. But love will tear us apart again. Love will tear us apart again. You cry out in your sleep, all my feelings exposed. There's a taste in my mouth as desperation takes hold. Is it something so good, just can't function no more? When love will tear us apart again. 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 Thank you.
later now.
Hi everyone, Mo Rosati here, and I'm happy to share with you my very first raw food recipe video. And the reason I'm making this video is because when I'm talking to people about some of the food that I eat here on a daily basis, a lot of the superfoods and super herbs and tonic herbs and the other staples that I include in my diet every day, they often have a very confused look on their face, and they get the impression that it's kind of complicated. But the whole purpose of this video is to show you that in 10 minutes you can make yourself a ridiculous amount of a ridiculously nutritional meal with quite a few ingredients and with zero cooking kitchen skills whatsoever. Hi everyone, this is Mo Rosati, and this is my friend Dylan and Jamette, and we're actually visiting a spring here that took us quite a while to get to. We live in Hamilton, Ontario. Dylan lives in Mississauga, and we're actually in a real natural spring here in Kearney, which is about 3.5 hours away drive each way from Hamilton. And although we have artesian wells within 20 minutes of where we live, we chose to come here for various reasons. And the reason is this is literally the best spring water in the entire year that I've been looking for spring water in Ontario. I've had the chance to visit many sources, but we've never been able to find one quite like this. And what I mean by that, this is actually a true, real deal natural spring. It's not an artesian well, it's not a seepage spring, it's not a shallow well of any kind. This is the real deal. And we measured it today with a TDS of 22, I believe it was? 22? 22. And a pH of 5.7, 5.8. And the actual temperature came out today, this is March 2010, mid-March. It came out at 4.4 degrees Celsius. And if you know anything about spring water, it really doesn't get any better than that. And what else can I say? Actually, me and David Wolf and I shot a video and on December 19th of '09, and I sent him the directions for the spring. And this is the one that we talk about in the video. And again, the main town here is called Kearney, and I'll show you the directions from the closest address, which is 538 Rochester Lake Road. There's a cottage I would say about 200 feet that way. And what else can I say about this spring? Bacteria. Oh yeah, the bacteria count. I took a water sample here and submitted it to a public health lab. And as usual, this spring, like any really good spring source, is actually completely free. Zero total coliform, zero E. coli per 100 mil. So it doesn't really get any better than that either. And that's about it. What do you guys think about this water?
Awesome. Amazing.
This is Dylan's second time. This is Jamette's first time. And I'll show you the picture we got. We got literally about 28 very large bottles here. And we definitely made it worth our trip.
Right.
Okay, that's about it. All I can say. And thank you very much for watching. And hope you have a chance to come and visit this spring yourself.